Hey, thanks for stopping by, guys. Love Them Knives channel, LTK here, and what do we got? Yeah, we got, we're kind of going down memory road. And I have the opportunity to do that because my buddy Frank sent me a couple of knives. He sent me a bunch of knives put on my table sale. If you've never looked at my table sales when they come up, then you should. There's always a crazy assortment and variety of knives. And he sent me like 8 knives, 3 to just handle and check out because I hadn't had them in my hands before, which I'm returning to him, and 5 others to hold and put on my sale, which I did, and they just flew off the table. So, yeah, pay attention to those knife sales if you want. There's really some good deals in those and some really unusual type knives. Mid-techs, high-end production, budget knives, all kinds of things. In any case, this one is the ZT 560 or 0560BW, as in blackwash. It's an LMAX blade here. There's your serial number and stuff. This, I believe, came out in like 2011, which was, what century was that? I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. I think I was only 3 years old. So, yeah, it was a long time ago. Isn't it weird? In knife years, it's like everything changes in like 2-3 years. It's like, whew, it's a whole new world. It's just evolving so quick. And you're going, wow, well, this has got bearings in LMAX steel and titanium, so we're not completely outdated, are we? No, we are not. So you got this stabilizer here for the lock bar, Hinderer style stuff, because this is a Hinderer collaborative effort with ZT. That blackwash is so funny. It almost looks, have you ever seen like, fiberglass work done and you look at it and you got these fibers running through it and this and that? It just looks like that. It's weird, but I mean, it's cool. And what, I'm starting to kind of get away from doing G10 on one side and titanium on the other. Like, I want total tie or total G10, like do a G10 with a bolster lock, liner lock, something like that. Or, total titanium. But, in this one, I'm kind of going to give it a pass because it's none of my damn business, right? To begin with. And because it's blackwashed. So they're kind of making the front and the back look the same. They're giving that, effort, and it's a nice heavy-duty big knife. So this is really a user, and it's really not meant to be a beauty queen anyhow. So this is a rough, tough user knife, and you know what? I've had the XM24, the XM18. The XM18 Fatty Flipper with the Tanto in blue G10. Those are the 3 Hinderer knives I've actually owned. And then I had, God, I can't remember now. Was it a 560 something? It was a 561, 562. I can't remember. It had tan scales on it. I had one of those, but I've had a couple of the Hinderer collabs too. And to tell you the truth, I kind of prefer the ZT version of the Hinderer stuff. I still don't have the 373 in. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's going to be like, and I haven't ever had a 372 in my hands. So, that kind of limited sprint run type stuff. In any case, this is a big knife. It's a good sized knife, like 3 3/4 inch blade. Let's get Bertha on the job here. 3 3/4 inch blade and 8 3/4 overall, almost a 9-inch knife. So you're 22.5 centimeters. You're at 96 millimeter blade. That's a dog. That's a dog. What do we got for blade stock on here? Ooh, 4 millimeters. So 0.155 right in there. Let's see if we can get an overall. Ooh, we can't do that. So it's probably more than 0.53. It is 0.57. So that's a good old handful, isn't it? 14.5 millimeters. Big knife. Put the para here. So this is 8.25. This is, I mean, really, in reality, these knives are fairly close in size. Even though, you know, it looks smaller in this aspect ratio. Let's flip them around. I mean, 8.25, 8.75, you know, a ½ inch difference between the two. So you can see. But man, I mean, a brute. This is a brute. Really is. I never even looked in here. I mean, I didn't disassemble it because I didn't want to. It wasn't mine to mess with like that. But yeah, a little bit, it looks like back in here, of weight relieving. Oh yeah, a little bit in there. So they were doing it way, way back in that century. Yes, they were. And the thumb studs, I don't know. I haven't even tried to actuate this, but ooh, yeah, it'll break away, but the detent's pretty strong on this knife. Well, now I say that and it just falls open. You can fail it. I must have been squeezing the damn. Okay, yeah, the detent's not as strong until you push on the lock bar. Complete idiot. Okay, there you go. So you can do that as long as you keep your fingers off this lock bar. Sometimes the lock bars are taller, and so you tend to get your fingers on there to stabilize yourself if you're doing things. Like right here is how I'm holding it when I'm trying to eject this. But I'm squeezing this. That's not a good thing. Not if you want to get the blade to come out. You got a little bit of a sharpening choil in here, so that's good. And it looks like the thumb studs are actually a blade stop in this regard. But you know what? But I guess this is just, yeah, it doesn't look like it's hitting. So I guess the thumb studs are. Yeah, usually you can start seeing a little wear pattern in here, although this is probably a steel liner in here on this side, and it is. Okay. Under this, but the frame here is titanium. There's nothing there. This is steel. Hardware otherwise is steel. L-Max, and I remember the old pitch and a fit thing on blade forms when ZT did some kind of L-Max release, and apparently they were saying they hadn't heat treated it right, the performance wasn't right, blah blah blah. There was that big dust up, and I don't know if this knife got caught up in that. It was a while back, so it could have been in there, but okay. Yeah, tip up, tip down, right, left. You can do it all. Yeah, I remember this. Very utilitarian type knives, huh? You know, to throw them onto the G10 here. The pocket clip if you want. Tip up, tip down, right, left. Tough knife. Tough knife. L-Max. Ooh. Wow. I'll tell you one thing. That's sharp. Check that out. That's a sharp blade right there. That's a sharp blade. That's, I mean, you know, that's like cold steel knives usually come out just like crazy sharp. This one's like cold steel territory on that blade. That's really nice. You know, I'm not usually a big fan of blackwash. I don't know. For something like this, it really works. And the size is right. Well, this is the same size as I think is my one with the tan scale. I think that was a 562. I'm just in my head. But in any case, yeah, huge lanyard hold. It's not tubed. It's very open design. There's your standoffs. Big old standoffs. 1, 2, 3. Big old boys. How much do you think it weighs? Guesses? Any guesses? Whew. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say close to 6. I'm afraid to guess exact anymore because I'm so far off. Wow, 6.3. Well, I didn't think it was quite that heavy. Almost 6.4. 180 grams. Okay, it's no lightweight. That's for sure. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. Especially with the G10 on here. Of course, you got this steel liner here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's meant for business. These screws aren't like fancy, shiny, like machine screws or anything. They're just kind of simple, and they're black, and they keeps with the whole blackwash looking deal. So I think the blackwash on here is nicely done. The fit and finish on these knives is good. I never complain about that. It's centered up. It's good on the detent's adequate to get the blade to fire out. You got this jimping up here on top, and look at it. Where does your finger land when you get done? Right here. If they probably would have eliminated these last 2 jumps, you wouldn't be feeling that every time. Now, those are rounded and they're not overly aggressive, like a cheese grater or anything, but it could get annoying if you just sat around flipping this for a long, long time. So, some people get kind of particular about that. I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to that. So that's not a huge deal to me. But when you flip this knife, what do you do? Hit it here, right? But you got this jimping on this back side of here. And I don't know, I mean, you can push button this, but if I'm coming right from the top. Not, I think if the flipper tab, actually, if you took this and turned it around, I think it'd be better. I think it'd be better. Just, because I like my flipper tabs to cant backwards just a bit. Or at least, something like this, and then more intuitive. You're making real good contact on the front of here. Here, you're not. You're really not doing that. That's kind of an odd situation there, in my estimation. See what I'm saying? If you turned that around, that would actually make a lot more sense. Oh well, but either way, this will push button or light switch, and it fires right out. And you've got the flipper tab then as a finger guard, a nice front choil, like a bit of a palm swell that comes out here. So the ergos are excellent on this. Gee, I wonder why. Oh yeah, it's a Hinderer Design. Yeah, so this really feels so natural in the hand. It really does. And you've got plenty of traction here. I don't know that I even need these jumps back here. I don't know that I need that back there. I need this here, and I'm missing, see these jumps? If they would have taken them out, I wouldn't be missing anything other than I'd miss hitting them with my finger when I flip the knife open. So yeah. Makes sense. Really sensible design. Got little places to put your pocket clip if you do flip it from one side to the other. But yes, it's set up for tip up, deep carry. It's all good in the neighborhood. I think around here, I like it. So thanks, Frank, for letting me play with your knife for a while. It was nice to have it. Reminded me of when I had a Hinderer ZT, and I just about pulled the trigger on getting that carbon fiber, the slicer thing, and I don't know. I think at some point in time I got to get back around to getting me a Hinderer style ZT. I have so many other ZTs, and I'm going to get the new models too, the RJ Martin, and I'm going to get the 393, so maybe that'll be enough to placate my my need for a Hinderer collab in the ZT world. Wow. I like it. All right. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me and giving me 15 minutes of your time. And Finian and Flanagan finally showed up for the party. You know what we do out there, boys? We love them knives, so stay sharp, my friend.